Hello, Janiac. Welcome to the stream. Just give me a second to prep a few things up on my end, but in the meantime, I will get the game going. Just a second. Now I'm almost ready. Just gonna get on the stream myself so I can see the live chat. And there we go. Okay, so yeah, hopefully on this stream we'll be finishing the game, and yeah, not much left to say. So I'm just gonna make sure this time by starting from here. So let's begin with episode 3. Previously on the last door. As a necessary step to understanding the mysterious disappearance of Dr. Wakefield's patient, Jeremiah Devitt, the doctor and his colleague Johann Kaufman visited the manor of Professor Wright. Years before, Wright had been Kaufman's mentor in the occult, but since then had been afflicted with a mental condition and could remember nothing. They discovered that Wright's research had been funded by the Playwright, the secret organization led by Alexander Dupre. While Kaufman lay in bed due to sudden illness, Wakefield followed the clues left by the eccentric Professor Wright, leading to the darkness of an underground labyrinth. There was something waiting down there, alive but imprisoned in the cave. In the deepest chamber of the tunnel, Wakefield met the dreadful result of Professor Wright's final experiment, which had been an attempt to cross the last door using fear as the key. For 3 days, you must wait. Alone amongst these dead stones. Only then will you be ready. To complete your journey, Mr. Ashdown. So that creature we saw was most likely Mr. Ashdown. Well, pretty much all but confirmed by now, but yeah. I think I can remember. Its terrible screech. But it was not that of an animal. There was something human in it. A desperate cry for forgiveness. What's that? Uh, um, They found me on the beach, unconscious, clutching the piece of wood that had saved me from drowning. When at last I awoke, the letter was waiting on my table. Lieber Wakefield, I write this letter in my last moments of lucidity. I have not received word from you since I regained consciousness, but I am confident that you will soon return with information that is crucial to our investigation. The bravery that you demonstrated in the face of these latest discoveries is worthy of my most sincere admiration. I must now ask you for yet more courage. The doctors were unable to determine the cause of my sudden illness, nor have they found a cure. I have not much time left. My greatest regret is that I must abandon you to the difficult tasks that lie ahead. I implore you to persevere, now that we are so close to finding an answer. The professor's documents were filled with references to a place of dark legend, the Chronomeadon, an ancient sanctuary on the island of Elismore. The exact location of the Chronomeadon has been lost, but the professor believed that its secrets may explain why his experiments met with such disastrous results. We must find this place, mein Freund. I do not need to remind you to exercise the uttermost discretion. I have a complete trust in you. Always your friend, Johann Kaufmann. Huh. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I had suspicions that Kaufmann was part of the playwright. With Kaufmann gone, I found myself lost, my life suddenly devoid of meaning. It was as though my friend had written a letter to a person who no longer existed. Weeks passed, maybe months. I did not count the time, but the day came when I realized there was no other option. To honor my friend's memory, I had to keep looking. I had to find Jeremiah Devitt. Wherever he was. Yeah, as I was saying, I thought that Kaufman was part of the playwright, most likely. But now, not so sure. Unless this is some sort of ploy or some sort. But we'll see, we'll see. I can see the island in the distance. At least more. Season 2, Episode 3, The Reunion. And here we are, the island of Elismore. Thank you very much. Elismore. According to Kaufman's letter, the legendary Chronomeadon can be found here. As Kaufman emphasized, I must exercise discretion. For all I know, the playwright is watching. When will you be back? Tomorrow at first light, probably. I'll be delivering supplies in the mail. I will see you then. As you wish, Dr. Wakefield. Who's this guy? Good evening. Visiting? I hope you enjoy your stay. You could say that. Good evening. My name is Wakefield. I have just arrived on the island. You ought to speak with Lord Donnan, then. I beg your pardon? Lord Donnan. You should see him. Good evening. Welcome to Elismore. Let's see what's over here first. The faint smell of fish and potatoes is drifting through the shutter. The fish smells slightly rotten. Locked. Also locked. The gate leads to the village graveyard. It is closed and locked. Let's see what's over here. Oh, this is to the map of the island. Alright. Excuse me, are you Mr. Wakefield? I am. I have a message from Lord Donnan. Lord Donnan? To our most recent visitor, Mr. Wakefield, it is customary in Eilish Moor to welcome strangers with hospitality. I should be honored if you would accept this invitation to join me at my manor for dinner and amiable conversation. Your new friend, Lord Donnan. Huh. Not shady at all. How much do you want to bet that this is a trap set by the playwright? Excuse me. A visitor! Visitors are most welcome in Eilish Moor. Yes, they are. Looks like the gate has been broken for some time now. The sign reads, "The wisdom of silence." The door is locked. The windows are open and a light is on. And this, an abandoned wheel. A peculiar cog is attached to it. Can we take it? Based on the cog's workmanship, it looks like it was part of a complex industrial mechanism, but someone has tried to fit it crudely onto that broken bicycle wheel. How on earth did it come to be in a village like this? Either way, it'll most likely be of use at one point. But for now, as suspicious as it is, I think it's best we go to Donnan Manor then. Donnan, Dannon, not sure how it's pronounced, sorry. Hello? Well, Dr. Wakefield, you are here on holiday then? Yes, indeed. I have come to enjoy a rest somewhere far from the stresses of city life. I see. Well, if it's distractions you've come looking for, you've chosen the right time of the year for it. These days we celebrate a very special tradition of our kin. Something unique. We call it the Festival of Reunion. Fascinating. May I ask, what does it entail? According to tradition, for the next 3 nights, the spirits of reunion leave the confines of the other side and roam the hills of Eilish Moor. We wear costumes and masks so that the spirits will not recognize us and make us the targets of their mischief. Certain rites take place too. That sounds like Halloween a little bit. Like the original version of the festivity that became Halloween. Kind of fitting. But I should not bore you with the details. You shall have occasion to see for yourself. An odd mosaic adorns the floor and depicts 2 snakes biting each other, almost like a weird version of Ouroboros. There are 2 engraved panels on the wall. They appear to be ancient, but I cannot decipher their meaning. A large statue of a person. It is so eroded by the passage of time it is difficult to tell any specific detail. An exotic blend of black tea. Do these panels on the wall represent a classical theme? I cannot seem to place it. They are the panels of the first king of Eilish Moor. In the days of the Druids, we worshipped the great god Lu, and our kings did right by those beliefs. Well, I cannot help noticing this remarkable mosaic. It looks authentic. Yes, it is. Although some historians might disagree, we believe that this manor was built atop an ancient Roman villa. In our traditions, the double serpent represents a sentinel that protects us from the terrible threat hidden within itself. Yes, that show is remarkable. May I ask what it represents? It is Lu Lamphada, a hero and high king of our myths. You seem to be knowledgeable about Eilish Moor's folklore. I should very much like to learn about the island's history in more detail. It is true that we in Eilish mortal cleave to the ancient traditions, and haven't lost touch, like some of those in the mainland. But I am no expert. If you are really interested, you should talk to Miss Foster. Please forgive my indiscretion, but do you consider yourself a religious man, Dr. Wakefield? Yes. Yes, I do. You seem so certain. Might I ask why? I did not expect to be asked these sort of questions. I have been educated in faith. Do not get me wrong, I am a man of science, but during my upbringing the Lord's word was a constant. I see. Let us take a walk by the lake. From there we can see the beauty of the island as we talk and be the better for it. Parece tan seguro, confío. You seem so certain. Confess your beliefs. The Marcheson's Valley is for simpletons, a wellspring of frightful tales. The educated among us enjoy the tales as little more than distractions. Among us, knowing us safe from the, knowing us safe from those visions. We know these stories to be nothing but superstition. But how can we be so sure that in the dense mist that emanates from the stagnant water we may not find passages to other worlds? What if the wails that drift from the reeds and the darkest of nights are the songs of those from our worst nightmares? Many of the gods that men worshipped for millennia now lie buried in the common grave of oblivion. What did I just hear? Nothing. In Eilish Mord we keep our traditions alive. Oh, they change just as the times do, but they always keep their essence. These are our roots, Doctor. I must now take my leave, as my presence is required to start the rites of reunion. Feel free to continue your walk on your own. The village can be found just beyond those hills. As I mentioned earlier, you may wish to speak with Miss Foster. She is something of a resident expert on Eilish Moore's history. She can often be found working late at the school. The building is right across from the quay. It has been a pleasure meeting you. Farewell, Dr. Wakefield. It has been a pleasure, Lord Donan. No, the accent mark was on the O instead of the A. What gives? I just continue calling him Donan. An old barrel lies stranded on the shore. A painted label reads mineral oil. It is sealed. Maybe... Cog is not sharp enough to open the barrel. Okay, but we are going to need that at a later point then. Okay, not much seems to be here. The weather of the marsh is murky and dark. Sorry. A broken old fence. I'm going to check the other... Who are you two? Excuse me? Hello, my name is Wakefield. Hi. What are you drawing on the ground? It's a symbol, not a drawing. A symbol? What does it mean? It is the final truth that'll protect us from the marsh dwellers, but we're not allowed to say its name out loud. The marsh dwellers? Who are they? They're scary. My Aunt Kath... Are these children? I'm not sure, but I feel like they're children. I'll raise my pitch a little bit more. They're scary. My Aunt Kathleen says they were really bad people. You'd never see them, but you'd hear them in the reeds. They try to take you in there with them. That's why we can't come here alone. We always have to take someone with us. I must go now. Goodbye. Farewell. What's with the gaping hole in the ground? A huge hole lies in the front of me. An ominous chilling draft issues from within that sends shivers down my spine and makes me very uneasy. To a superstitious mind it might seem like a passage to another world. This place appears to be the remnants of an ancient temple to some unknown deity. Just going to check. No. Obviously. Okay. Nothing much of note here, at first glance at least. So let's go if we can find that Miss Foster lady. It's very nice, Wakefield. Let's go. Manor. Hills. That's where Jesus were, so go to the village. Oh, the graveyard door is open now. A small mausoleum. The door has a small slot. I might be able to peer through it. Do we want to? Who's that? Inside, a candle provides dim light. I can make out a statue of a hooded man. I can also hear someone whispering. No, I can't die yet. Not without knowledge. Is it so terribly unthinkable to truly understand the gods? How can we live only on faith? No, shut up. Knowledge is what I pursue, not faith nor assumptions. No, no man can face death believing there is nothing on the other side. Yes, yes, you are right. Now I understand. Just checking again. That was weird. More masked people. The epitaph on this gravestone is written in Gaelic. The shadows cast by the lanterns only making the characters more mysterious. In the middle of the graveyard stands an old alder tree, which the locals call a fairnog. The many lanterns hang from it. I do not know for what purpose. Be right back, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Just 1 second, actually, sorry. Okay, let's proceed. A man hides his face behind a fox mask. He murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. A woman hides her face behind a bull mask. She murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. Um... Weird. I believe they were burying mirrors in a hole in the ground. What a peculiar tradition. His face hidden by a wolf mask stands in the middle. There's something familiar about him. That is definitely Mr. Donnan. The man hides his face behind a deer mask. He murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. A woman hides her face behind a badger mask. She murmurs something in unison with the others. A muted prayer I cannot quite make out. Okay. Can I... guess not. I'm going to check this. The windows are open, letting a chilly draft inside. They'll dance around the burrow they'll sing. It's cold inside, it's winter. Don't get too close, or else they'll pull you in. Good evening, to what do I owe the pleasure? I am a busy woman, as you can see. My name is Dr. Wakefield. I've come to Moor to rest for a while. Lord Donnan said that I might find you here. Have you met Lord Donnan? It has been so long since I have seen him here in the village. I hope he's well. Sciat mille failte, Dr. Wakefield. Welcome to Moor. So, you have not seen Lord Donnan lately? As far as I know, no one has seen him since... Well, it's been a few weeks. Now that the festival has started, maybe he'll be motivated to join us in the village. And something happened a few weeks ago? Oh, sure, it was truly terrible. Kieran, his only child, disappeared without a trace. He went off to play in the hills and just vanished. No one has seen him since. I think I can guess what happened. Good lord, and you say he has not been found yet? How is that possible? We also searched the island, but he was nowhere to be found. What can you tell me about Kieran's disappearance? Just that he was a restless child who loved exploring deserted areas, and might learn more from his classmates. His desk was in the back corner. What can you tell me more about... What can you tell me about this curious festival? Well, it takes place when the constellation Reunion is visible in the sky. On those nights, dark things and spirits ride the winds that travel across the hills. As you may have already seen, at sunset the villagers don masks. They do this so that the spirits will not know them or carry them away to the depths of their underground caves. Was a group of masked people at the graveyard. Was that part of the festival? Yes, and it was one of the first rites of the reunion, a very important one. As I said, people dress up to protect themselves from those that will come. But this is not enough. Since the mirrors they have looked into while changing know their identities, they bury them next to the old player nog. The roots of this tree grow in both worlds at the same time, so they keep the witness mirrors safe. Lord Dunn said you were an expert on the island's folklore. He said that, did he? Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert now, but I've lived here in Moor longer than most, and I've heard my fair share of stories about the other side and its people. Might I ask you a question, Miss Foster? Yes, of course. Do you know the meaning of the word chronomeadon? Yes. It's a very unusual word. Very much indeed. The chronomeadon is a sanctuary of the Crooked One. It is a cursed place, the dwelling of the devil. I recall it from the tales that I heard as a child, of course. Our elders only made up those tales to scare us and protect us from harm. Will you tell me the story of the chronomeadon? All right. There's a hole in the ground up in the hills, not too far from the village. A hole so dark and deep you'd not see the end. Folks around here believe there lies an old serpent at its depths, ravenous for flesh, the Crooked One. Long ago, our ancestors threw livestock into the pit in the hope of placating the Crooked One's hunger. Though that tradition has not been practiced for some time, so it will be best if you did not approach the hole. It is said that the last heir of the late Sin wants to fight the Crooked One by approaching the rim with an iron amulet in her hand. It is general knowledge that beings from the other side detest iron, so the cursing and the shouting of the young late Sin received no immediate answer. But a few nights later, the late Sin house was consumed in a horrific blaze, putting an end to the old family. I must leave now. It's been a pleasure. The pleasure was mine. Enjoy your time in Moor. Hmm? A paper with black circles painted on it. And there's some kind of worm screw inside. The remains of an insect beside it, and some drawings engraved on the desk. I'll take the drive with me. It may prove itself useful. Maybe. Nope. A shelf of handmade books with unfamiliar titles, most of them concern strange rites. A picture of a slender woman, apparently a goddess, wearing a black dress with having a murder of crows around her. A murder of crows, huh? And signed with a name, Bad Katha. Oh, so that was the... Okay. Wait. Oh, anyway. Now let's check in here. An empty doghouse. Nothing has slept here in many years. An old rowboat filled with stale water. Something sticking out of the water. A worn out umbrella. It doesn't look like it'll rain anytime soon, but there might be a purpose for it. And let's just led back to the entrance of the graveyard. Go check if there's anything to be done at Donnan Manor. Not sure, we didn't get to explore it, rather. This seems to be Athena, goddess of wisdom, war, and the arts. She's dressed in armor, seeming ready for war. The statue appears to be very old. Its appearance suggests that it could date back to ancient Rome. Locked. Naturally. The noise of the swing gently being moved by the wind is the only thing breaking the silence. Another one of these wheels. It is a safety bicycle. I still do not understand how they managed to keep balance with such small wheels. Looks quite new, but its chain is broken. It does not need another cog. Maybe a screw. Oh. So we're done with the umbrella? No. Water wheel. The mill wheel. Something is preventing it from spinning. I don't see how that would help. Well, obviously you can push it off. A strange mechanism runs from the mill wheel's shaft into the building. It seems to be lacking a small piece. A screw, maybe? Bingo. Oh no, it's spinning. Now the water wheel is working. Now let's check what's in here. Never mind, it's Kieran's playroom. It's written on the door in hand-painted letters. The door is locked. And I'm just going to make sure. You never know. Just making sure there's nothing over here left. Wait. So I may find a way to fix this chain. back to the hills. Check. No. I need some barrel to open this barrel. Okay. And these guys again. Excuse me. Were you Kieran's friend? He was nice, but he didn't want to play much. It was mostly for going in the hills by himself. Was Kieran not scared of the marsh dwellers? No, he said he had seen them and that they were not as scary as Sand says. I think that's why they took him. You think the marsh dwellers took him? Yes, for sure. Before he disappeared, he said he found a treasure, a disc with a beautiful drawing. He took it from the old house in the mills. Maybe the marsh dwellers wanted it. Hmm. Again, just making sure, 'cause you never know. Now let's head back to the village. All the villagers are gone. I'm just going to check over here. A bottle is floating on the water. It is caught in the seaweed just out of reach. I think there's something inside. Can we use the umbrella to reach for it? Indeed. A paper is rolled up inside the bottle. Let's read it. Gods remain silent as the fox saddles. We may look for the king beyond the clouds, but find the queen with a fiery crown. What? Again, just making sure. I'm just gonna inside of the burrow, around the burrow without sands, go inside this window, get too close, or else I'll pull you in. It's going to be important for a puzzle later on, I can just tell. A trash bin filled with papers. There's a drawing on one. Always check the trash can. Not. It's a child's drawing. There seems to be a village, a lake, and some sort of creature. Just gonna take another look at it. Actually, just show it real quick to the teacher. Miss Foster, I mean. I found this picture. Was it made by one of your students? Yes. This was painted by poor Kieran. What would you say it represents? Things that were familiar to him, the village, his home, but these other shapes I do not know. You could ask one of his classmates. They should be able to tell you more about it. Okay, so we gotta go ask those two assumed to be boys in the hills. So let's go to the hills. And let's see what these guys have to say. I found this drawing of the school. Is it yours? That? No, Kieran painted it a long time ago. The drawing is Kieran's. It could be a clue here of his whereabouts. What is this? That's the crooked one. I knew it. They say a villager defied it and the next day her house was burned to the ground. They say it was the crooked one, paying her back. That's the house where Kieran found the treasure. Do you know how to get there? Sure, it's easy. Solitary house. And I can't ask him about that anymore. Okay. Let's go check the place then. A wicker statue sporting a pair of animal horns. The twigs look fresh. Wow. This must be the house that the child was telling me about. Kieran was here just before his disappearance. A mailbox. Check if there's... The envelope is very old. It is stamped return and there's a letter inside. Let's see what it says. My dear cousin, I am doing poorly. I would ask that you not call upon me here at Eilishmore, not now nor ever again. Please keep grandmother's ring. I believe that she would have wanted you to have it. Yours faithfully, Bridget. There's something else in the envelope. The ring, right? Yup. The ring fits perfectly on the chain. I'm sorry to use Bridget's grandmother's ring in such a manner. Still, maybe now I can get the bicycle to work. Okay, then let's go check it. You better fucking not move, motherfucker. See, it was... Oh no, I'm dumb. It was in the backyard of Donnan Manor. There we go. The tires are too threadbare. I don't see how I can ride it safely, but at least the chain rotates. What was that? What was that sound? I told you not to move, you son of a bitch! The Roman statue has been thrown down and replaced with a wicker one. The Roman statue lies shattered on the ground. To destroy such an ancient statue, could it really be part of the festival? I swear if the other one has been replaced by a weaker statue too. Okay. That was weird, to be subtle. I'm just gonna go check the village, the villagers. Okay, and they're gone. Nothing over here. I have a feeling they might be near the hole. Let's go check. Nothing from this guy. I was wrong, but maybe they're on the altar. Nope. Check the hole one more time. Maybe the beach? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna check the walkthrough. Unless... Be right back again, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back, and actually it seems that I still have something to do at the solitary house. So, that's the cursor for a bit there. Let's go check. I'm keeping an eye on you. Yeah, I can enter it. A metal trapdoor. It seems to lead to some sort of basement. Let me guess, it is not as dark as I expected it to be. I think this basement might have once housed a library. It looks like it was not burned as badly as the rest of the house. Even so little here remains intact. The table has been upended. Chest. An ornate chest, and since that untouched by the fire, it was probably opened long after the inferno died down. There's a diary inside. It is signed Brigitte Lacent. Several pages towards the end are missing. August 7th, 1801. Words cannot express the gratitude that I feel for Aunt Mare's bequest. May her dear soul rest in peace. This house is just what I needed to still my nerves after the exhausting pace of life in Dublin. That's September 10th, 1801. I would not have thought to find such a remarkable library hidden away in the basement. It includes several magnificent tomes on the most picturesque customs of our land. September 23rd, 1801. I found Aunt Mare's diaries next to an odd iron disc, but the contents of the diaries were appalling. What could have happened that dear old Mare won't write such things? The damnable place that she speaks of, I must know if it really exists. I am resolved to investigate our family's crypt. It would be prudent to wait until dusk before traveling to the northern cape so as to not be seen. September 25th, 1801. The abbey was in such a state of decay that it was nearly impossible to find the mural painting in the dark. Fortunately, a dim light happened to shine through a gap on the wall, illuminating the face of the sentinel. I believe Aunt Mare's iron disc is needed to open the secret passage. October 10th, 1801. Is this the legacy of the late saint? I can stand to bear it no longer. Fire will put an end to this blasphemy and cleanse the land of our family's curse. And should the fire prove insufficient, may this testimony serve as warning. Miss Layton must have found something abhorrent in her family's crypt. If I could find out what it was, I may learn more about the Chronomaion. My intuition tells me that I must act tonight, or else it will be too late. Okay, so we gotta go. It looks like some sort of makeshift bed. Was Kieran sleeping in this terrible, lonely place? Remains of the book scorched by the fire. Most of the pages are ashy or black, and so the text is illegible. A common carpenter's brace. A tool like this will be used for drilling holes in wood. Let's take it. It could be useful later. If all else fails, maybe we can use it as a weapon to defend ourselves. Huh. The wicker statue is burning. Who did this? Just in case, I wanna... And of course the one here is intact. Well, let's go to the old abbey. There's another one of these. The wicker statue stands like a silent guard. Its presence makes me uncomfortable, as though I have trespassed on forbidden grounds. This must be the old abbey that Brigitte Lacent described in her diary. Could the Chronomaion be here? Brigitte mentioned a dim light, but I see only darkness. Sort of a gazebo. There's nothing of note here, seemingly. Now okay, I realize now. Okay, I need this brace, or whatever it is, to open the barrel and get... Okay. Okay, so let's go to the hills. I am not sure what use this will be, but I'm able to drill a hole in the barrel using this brace. And now that there's a hole in the barrel, I might just have to push the bottle in a bit, and I managed to fill it with oil. I'm not entirely sure what use this will do again, but hey, we got it. Before anything, I'm going to check. Okay, now it's okay. The assumed to be boys are gone. This symbol is left. It's the same symbol as in the altar. It's a drawing of some sort of spiked circle. Is it the sun or something else? The child that I spoke with, so it was a child, okay. That I spoke with earlier seems to have left this mask here. There's a ribbon hanging from it. I'm taking it. Said I'm taking it. Okay, I'm going after it. There you are. This is the ribbon that was hanging from the mask. Let's see. Come here. You come back here, mister. Oh, we're finally able to go through here. Cliff. Oh, yay. I can see a lighthouse in the distance. Okay. We'll go there next. But first, let us ribbon that was snatched by the wind. Come here! There. A red ribbon. I think it was part of a child's mask that was left behind in the hills. Provided the light that Brigid spoke up in her diary, but the lamp is off. I wonder if it has been abandoned. Maybe it's an oil lamp? We'll have to see. Let's go and check. It's very good, doctor. Come on. Reminds me of Anya. I lied. There's this. Is it because I was overwhelming him? What a ghastly custom. This Wickerman is in the shape of a hangman. Looks like it's been dead for a long time. Okay. I'm sorry. Didn't mean. No one is answering. In white. Strongly built lighthouse. It looks like it is in very good condition despite the thousands of storms that it must have withstood. Someone is inside. Maybe I can make some kind of noise to attract their attention. White copper pipes run from the tower to the ground. It is covered in salt and seaweed. Jesus! That scared me. There's a dim light inside. It sounds like it attracted someone's attention downstairs. Let's go see. Let's check inside. That's the wiki. A drip of water left unchecked has ruined the mantle and collected a small pool. Good evening. Would you happen to be the lighthouse keeper? My name is Wakefield. A stranger. What would he want from me? I am a visitor to Eilishmore. This lighthouse caught my eye. And since it's dark you thought it to be abandoned? Well, it's not. Even though I can barely see a thing, this is my house. Why is the lighthouse lamp not lit? Is it not dangerous for the ships? Do not let it concern you. Many years ago the sea lanes were altered to avoid this coast, and it was rare indeed to see a ship in these waters. After the accident, the lighthouse was never repaired. You say you had an accident? What happened? I was checking the lenses because the failure looked so very strange and I was worried. All of a sudden the light must have turned on. I was blinded and can see nothing but fleeting shapes ever since. Oh. Was there a failure in the lamp's mechanism? Precisely that. One stormy afternoon I suddenly heard a strong noise up in the light room. The clockwork mechanism had stopped working and the lamp was off. I had never seen a failure like that. I could not get the lighthouse working again. Has nobody else tried to fix the lamp since? No, no one in the village is interested. For them, the more isolated Eilishmore is, the better. They do not care about ships or accidents, especially Lord Donnan. He sees anything coming from outside the island as a threat. And he treated us nicely. I understand. Do you know anything about the disappearance of Lord Donnan's son? A tragedy it was. A strange one, but a tragedy nonetheless. What was so strange about Kieran's disappearance? I just find it a bit suspicious that it happened so close to the reunion. It's too easy to be keeping secrets during the festival, being how everyone is afraid of leaving the village those nights. What do you mean? Look, folks here are too gullible. They'll do anything to protect themselves from their strange fears. They'll not eat corn, nor drink milk, or they'll dig graves for their mirrors. And of course they'll avoid standing near a fair knock too long, because though the fiends cannot touch the tree, they're attracted to the smell of its resin. But surely it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. Look, it's really easy to prove it all wrong. Just unfollow the rituals. You're a stranger to our ways, but have you seen any of the things I mentioned? Well, I did see a group of people in the village burying mirrors. Exactly. What do you think would happen if you unburied those mirrors? That a band of goblins would come out of the marshes to steal them? Nothing but nonsense. What of Kieran's disappearance, then? Well, I'll admit I'm not sure what happened to the boy. What one thing I am sure of, this festival of reunion is nothing but a farce, and it would be just so easy to prove it. Might I go upstairs and see the light room? Even though the lamp is off, I should like to take a view of the surrounding countryside. Well, I do not think you will see anything really, but if you are so interested, yes, I guess you may. Thank you for the pleasant conversation. I must go. Small stove hardly manages to warm such a spacious room. Portrait of a bearded ship's captain done in oils. The varnishes darkens features considerably. I should like to visit the light room now, if I may. Yes, you already have my permission. The lighthouse's lamp, surrounded by 8 large lenses, it is off. The clockwork mechanism that causes the lamp's reflector to spin, however, I think that something is missing. It could do with some oiling as well. Looks like the lighthouse's electric lamp battery slot. Looks like the lamp is lit by some sort of electric switch, however its battery is flat. Okay. This is what we've been keeping these for. The cog was a missing piece of the mechanism. I have replaced it, however the mechanism is still too rusty to move. And this is why we got the oil. There's a little hole in the tank and the oil is leaking. The mechanisms will not work properly unless I fix it. Maybe that's what the ribbon is for? Yep. Now I can oil the mechanism without worrying about it leaking. Okay, let's go. The cog was a missing piece of the mechanism. It has been replaced and the mechanism has been well oiled. It was easy to wind and now it is back to life. The reflector spin mechanism is working, the lamp is still off. I can find a way to recharge the battery. How? Recharge it. No, I mean, of course not. One second. Okay, I have to go to Dunman Manor for this. It's locked. Now that the bicycle is fixed, if I attach one of its cogs to the battery's dynamo, I may be able to provide it with a charge. I managed to charge the battery by attaching the dynamo to the bicycle's cog. Okay, that should be enough. Let's go to the lighthouse. Okay, Wakefield, just make sure to close your eyes. Hopefully the battery has enough charge to keep the lighthouse lit for a few hours. There we go. It cannot be. I never thought I would hear the rhythm of my beloved lighthouse working again. You don't know how grateful I am. For years I've longed to hear those marvelous sounds. Memories of better times. Thank you for the pleasant conversation. I must go. Okay, now why is this one burning? The rope gave way just as I passed. Oh, the old abbey. Okay. Okay, let's see. There was some... Lighters revealed a mural painting in the stones, just as it did for Bregan nearly a century ago. According to the diary, the light from the lighthouse revealed the eyes of the sentinel. There! Why didn't a pair of evil eyes seem to glitter in the dark? Okay. The mouth of the sentinel is wide open. Yeah, but what use does this serve, though? Let's see. Okay. So, turns out I have to go to the village to get something first, apparently. Let's go see. I have a bad feeling about this. Gonna check here. Miss Foster is gone. Every Star Wars movie would like a word. Why? Because I said I have a bad feeling about this? Imagine if Disney actually tried to copyright that phrase. Nothing in the water. Okay, let me check again. Oh yeah. I have to... Well, in that case, this would be the shorter path. I have to go to the graveyard and dig up the mirrors. I'm not too sure about this. Okay, now into the school. Or that. What was that? Um. The mirrors were completely shattered. Why would that masked man do this? It's either a man or it's really the crooked one. Only darkness. I cannot hear or see a thing. No, I really have a bad feeling about this. It seems to be heading east. There it is. Oh. Kieran's playhouse is open now, yay. An ornate lever is built into the wall. This seems awfully elaborate for a child's playhouse in the 19th century. A dull serial lamp spinning around. A painted man-sized wooden doll. It represents an old lady. A painted man-sized wooden doll. It represents a king. What's that by its feet? I guess it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just a top. The stranger's mask is lying on the floor. Something is underneath the mask. An old iron disc. A drawing of a spiked circle is engraved on it. Now remember, the diary said that the disc would be necessary for the thing in the abbey, so you can hear something wandering in the dark. I can see a deformed shadow in there and writhing and fidgeting. I cannot get any closer. I agree. Let's haul ass! And now this one is burning too. Egad, now this statue is burning too. Is someone following me? I know this is the 19th century, but I wouldn't But I'm not sure. I wouldn't react to a burning wicker man with egad after all that's happened. Okay, maybe... Okay, let's see. Let's see. Never mind. Maybe it's more so to do with the altar in the hills. Let's see. To be fair, this wicker man isn't burning yet, so... I just gotta make sure. Nope. Maybe... Nope. Nope. Just gonna check what I'm supposed to use this for. Okay, so I did have to go to the old abbey for right now. So let's go see. That's the wrong path, you idiot. Come on. Okay. Okay, yeah, I have to... The hidden entrance is open now. What was that sound? I'm pretty sure I know what that sound was, Wakefield. Yes. Burning again. May God protect us against whatever is in here. The symbol looks familiar. Spiked circle. It could be the sun. A statue of Madonna. But something is off. I cannot tell what, though. tunnel descends deep into the earth. Will I find a latent crypt at the bottom or something? Dear God, I am reeling. Kaufman, my friend, your faith in me was misplaced. I cannot. No, I will persevere. You're way braver than I am, Wakefield, and that is to be honored. Come on. Are we at the bottom of the hole? And are those coffins? A small coffin half rotted away. This coffin is covered in ashes. This coffin does not look quite as old as the others. This niche is empty. And there's a note on top of this one. Some old pages lie haphazardly on the coffin lid. It is as though they had been dropped here from the upper hill long ago. They bear faint notes written in a trembling hand. Sorry. Down in this unholy burrow, in the feared Chronomeadon, our worst nightmares crawl and die. Resting down here are the dauntless, those who dared enter the lair of the snake and the bird. Each of those men and women crossed the path between. They walked through the mist, to the other side where the ultimate truth screams in terror. And then they returned. These are my ancestors. Amongst the dead stones of the Chronomeadon lie the proud latent, reduced to something far worse than dust or ashes. Could that blasphemy in the coffin be Aunt Mare's true legacy? No, I shall not accept this fate for myself. Read all letters, diaries, and notes in the game, huh? We got an achievement for that. The engraving on the coffin is so badly eroded that the name is barely readable. Mare Latent. What the hell? Wait, no, don't you fucking dare leave me in the dark now. I can see... Wait, this isn't where we were before. Seekers of truth will sacrifice their wisdom, so to open the way to where the Feyenoord blooms. Your offspring we welcome, its hidden threat. Only the light of your sign will carry its perch. What was that? Oh, it's the villagers. It's the villagers. I am shitting my pants. Oh my god. Like, not literally, but Jesus Christ, this is scary. Please let me go. Let me go. I do not wanna know. I don't wanna know. And now where the hell are we? Jeremy! David? So... The adventure continues, and I assume concludes, in the season finale. Let us begin. Previously on the last door. After Kaufman's sudden death, Dr. Wakefield travels to the Isle of Eilish Moor to search for the ancient crown of Medeian, a supposed path to the other side. He discovers the island inhabitants had a terrible secret. They instill primordial terror in ritual subjects for them to cross the door and come back as hideous abominations. Wakefield himself is subjected to this ritual and transported to an endless land of fog, where he finally seems to meet his missing patient, Videte. He must be stopped. Alexander! We have not come this far. To see our work ruined now. We left the black waves of that sea behind and walked through the mist. At times, gusts of wind parted the mist, revealing a barren landscape under a dying sun. At first I could not contain my many questions, but Debit's only reply was a grave silence. Eventually I lapsed into an uneasy quiet and resolved to follow my patient, I knew not where. We wandered through the vast desert without any apparent goal. On occasion vague shapes appeared in the distance, crumbling towers and abandoned cities lost amongst the rippling dunes. The passage of time lost its meaning. I had traversed that world all my life, all the world's life. Our journey was eternity. Then the man at my side whom I had followed so long stopped. He spoke for the first time. We are nearing the threshold. It is the starting point, Doctor. The first place to look. I will be waiting on the other side. Remember this. I will not be here forever. Darkness will light your way, but then you will be alone. Season 2, Episode 4, Beyond the Curtain. Why can't just we please go home, Jeremy? Is this really all worth it? What would my companion have meant? The threshold. I knew of this. Strange memories returned to me as of another life. What? Second. Of another life before the desert was my everything. And those cryptic words, darkness will light your way, it was not the first time I had heard them. They were from a dream, a terrible dream, when I had begun to follow the trail of my missing patient, and taken my first steps to uncovering the secret world of the veil. Who are you? In this place the ancient shadows created by human reasoning tremble in sheer terror. Its name is sciat, the last curtain. The scorching light of this dead sunset bleeds through my petrified fingers. My eyes burn. I feel them melting like candle wax. These ruins, built by beings long forgotten, grant access to the last threshold. You are welcome to enter the ruins, but you will need to find your own key in order to reach the threshold. I assume that they mean a mask? I'm not sure. I think they mean a mask. The man at the entrance said that these ruins contain the access to the threshold, but I see nothing. David said it is the starting point, the first place to look. Darkness will light your way. What did he mean? I see nothing but ruins. What was it that David said? Darkness will light your way. What? Looks like a poster for a theatrical show, but it has neither a title nor a date. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Yep, the four witnesses. Perhaps it will prove useful. May I have to show it to the cult member at the entrance of the ruins? Because I can't go anywhere else from here. No. Okay. One moment. Just... Okay, it's through here. I was almost certain that I'd already gone through there, but I guess not. Oh God. Raise your arms, for the wind calls our name. The hour has come for us to take flight one last time. Look to the sky. It reaches to the earth, but we'll never meet it. Can you see the magnificence of this infinite horizon? The cold, unattainable, all-embracing darkness. This is the outer limit of the threshold. Not far from here, the black waste of truth wash upon the veil that covers human eyes, and it falls apart. There is no death but rebirth. There is no void but awakening. A path winds into the forest, but these trees are too dense for me to go any further. And I guess we've no other choice to go but left. And I do not mean that in a political manner. Look, I'm scared. Wait just a fucking second. Is this Beechworth Manor, or am I just seeing things? A silhouette of a strangely shaped head. The pendulum strokes are sickly slow, but they seem to keep time in this place. The paintings lack any form or composition. They are a uniform shade of the purest black imaginable. Locked. Bird cage. There's something inside the bird cage. A root? It is some kind of root. It seems to have a human shape. What is that? There is something inside that cage, a shadow staring at me with dead eyes. I can see something in it. No, through it. That's the way we're staring into a dark void. Off in some remote distance, colorful shapes flow in seemingly impossible patterns. Where are we? Jeremiah David, Edward Street 24, Westminster, London. Correct. I should cease stalling and send it, set the plan in motion. But what then? Lead my old friend through this dangerous journey. Anthony? Or is it Hugo Ashdown? The shadow is gone. There's something on the cage floor. A rusty key. The shadow is gone. I'm guessing I'm going to try the key on that door from before. Let's see. Unless this is the key that the figure at the entrance of the ruins was talking about. Though I doubt it. With what all of these idiots were looking... Yep, definitely. Hello. Just let me get a bit away from the screen, put on my glasses. Was that a centipede? Yup, that's definitely Anthony. This is the place where he... like... my faithful companion who kept many secrets with me over the long nights of research. This letter. Videte quis sciat. It will be enough, I think. It's time to send it. I'm just not sure whether it's the right thing to do. It isn't. A small bird that managed to lead the others through the treacherous fog. Raimunda's chosen apt name for the compound. So much suffering, so many deaths. For what? What have we attained so far? The words of my father. So much has happened because of them. And I blame all of what's happened on him and him alone. Well, also on Alexander, but that's besides the point. Alexander swears that this time we will succeed, that the Hoopa will undo all our mistakes, free us from the terrible haunting gaze. Should we not accept the consequences of our actions? Be right back, sorry. Okay, I'm back. The shadow has vanished. What's this? A slate disc. A large crack in the wall. A few rays of unearthly light stream through it. Nothing more to see here. Okay, there's... well, at least from side. Rugs have been piled against the wall as if to conceal something. The ground is soaked in blood. Black feathers are strewn about. What happened here? An old gramophone. There is no disc. Maybe... I put the disc on the gramophone and it started spinning on its own. Wait, is that a melody coming from the house? Only one way to find out. Let's go check. Not through there. Over here, I assume. There's another door now. It is just the shadow of the lynx projected onto the wall. That sentence was worded in a way that made it sound like Wakefield was trying to reassure himself. I took it for a stuffed lynx at first, but I think it's actually made of wax. Oh my, I accidentally broke up a piece of its mouth. The hatch is locked. Sorry. No. No. Just confirming. And try to... obviously not. Ugh, there's a dead cat on the floor. I think it's rotting. It's... her eyes are missing. Oh dear. There's something on the floor beside her mouth. Poor thing. I'm going to assume that it's not real. Like, why would a cat end up beyond the veil? Oh yay, a dark space. Who are you? You are of no worth to us anymore. There was barely any worth to begin with. Is this really the best option your supposedly brilliant mind could envision? A few meaningless words, a pathetic attempt of your guilt-shattered conscience to remedy the situation, and then you hope to wash the blood from your hands with a cheap exit. Look upon yourself, Anthony. See what you have become. Witness your only true legacy. Is that Mr. Beechworth? I see something through the shadow, slowly taking form. Anna. Anna? Anna? Sweetheart? How did this happen? Too late. It's too late for us. But he still can't choose. I have to warn him. That's a visual I did not expect to see in this game. What the hell? There's something on the ground near where the masked person was standing. Is it their mask? It's a fragment of a broken mask. It's a Greek tragic mask. It's over here if I go again. See, I'm not even gonna waste my time. It's just a mansion again, or who knows? No. Yup, I can go here now. I am too tired to go on, to keep seeking what was promised us. But at least here I am safe. Safe from the terrible hazard of peering through my own shadow. A large sea stack just off the beach. It seems to have a lonely demeanor. What is this place? Is that a hole? There's a hole in the ground. I think gardeners digging holes like these when they need to transplant trees. Shadows linger in Shailathal, like insects trapped in a cobweb. At its center, the spider lies in wait. Please, for the love of God, skip on the spider. The Underneath the statue's hood there is an empty hole where a face should be. I remember seeing statues like this in Professor Wright's garden. An ancient oak stands tall above my head, casting an eerie shadow upon the building's wall. The shadow of a child is sitting in the corner, shaking in terror. It's not real, it's not real, it's not real. As if peering through a keyhole, I can see things moving in the darkness. What is that? I like this style, but those themes. Does Lena approve of this kind of art? You have not lost your old sense of humor, Alexander, even after what happened. Do you not recall that side? I would erase the memory if I could. I find that painting makes it easier to bear. What brings you here anyway? It has been years since we have heard from you. I thought your old cause had long been forgotten. Listen, Ashdown, what if I told you I have found a way of crossing safely? As no light shines through the window. The shape of an eye is painted on the blackboard. Oh! It is well covered. Planted the root in the ground. Let's see if maybe if I leave and come back. No. Just to make sure. Mask piece, no. 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 I go back into the school. Apparently I just have to go back to the shore. Let's go see. There's a cave here. Is it here? This place again. A grand piano. It is missing a key. There's no door to go through this time. A mirror? What the hell? A colossus born of rock and craftsmanship, relegated to the briny backwaters of this nightmare, to the emotions of injury and despair. What if I go in here? It looks like piano key. I'll be taking that. Grand piano. It is missing most of its keys. Let's see if the school on this side of the mirror is any different. There are two curious symbols engraved on the statue's stone. These statues, it is almost as though they are the children of the standing ones that dot the horizon. They are less weather-beaten at any rate. The statue to his face wears an evil grin. Oh, just great. Peering into one's own truth is forbidden. Where the snake and the bird to meet, ultimate madness would take inhumane form. Hi? What is this? Shapes are forming through the shadow. I cannot look away, I must see. His name is Professor Wright. Right. Yes, I recently had occasion to meet a disciple of his. He referred to himself as a psychotherapist. I had the impression that Wright's methods more closely resemble that of my trade than those of yours. He is eccentric indeed, but I think his thesis may be proven correct. If so, we might have found a way of reaching the threshold without attracting the attention of the custodian. A shortcut, you might say. A shortcut through the veil. The problem isn't the method itself. It has some unusual requirements, and we would need a man of great sensitivity who knows the peril of reaching the door. We nailed over the windows, but to what purpose? There aren't enough planks to provide protection or keep the light out. It looks like a music sheet was left on the desk. There's something wrong with this music sheet. Yeah, no shit. Sorry. Well, back to the other side of the mirror. Wait, maybe I have to leave the sheet music and here? For it to be I cannot play the melody. The piano is missing too many keys. Okay, yeah, never mind. Just Let's go back to the other side of the mirror. Just wanna see. The key fits perfectly. The melody seems simple enough. I think I could manage to play it. There's something strange about this music sheet. The melody goes fa fa fa, sol la ti do do do. Okay, just let me write that down. I am not familiar with the notes in a piano, but let's see. 4 fas, 1 sol, 1 la, 1 ti, and 3 dos. Let's see. That will be mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay then. Oh wait, maybe because it's backwards. Nope. What is it with horror games and piano puzzles? Let's see. As I suspected, it is the melody that I heard Wright's mention. What's that? It's coming from another place. Is there a door here now? No. Come on. No, I'm not through there. Oh, it must be in the mirror world because it even sounds reversed in here. Jesus, what the hell is that? A terrifying shape looms where the piano once stood. It is being pulled on threads like some monstrous puppet. The threads converge on a distant point. Something is taking form there in the darkness. It's our old classroom, but that shadow, who? This is not possible. The shape's beyond the light. My fingers. No, do not come any closer. My hand! My hand! There's another piece of the mask. We have both eyes now. Now, yup, through here. There are two curious symbols engraved on the stone. Come on. A tall figure stands in the woods. I might have taken it for a tree were it not breathing heavily. Inside, I can see things near the threshold getting closer and closer. After what happened to Father Glynn, I think they will shut down the school. Anthony, that thing we saw, I don't know what it was. What about your father's diary? Myths, legends, superstitions with no basis in scientific observation. Anthony, talk to us. Alright. My father discovered several ancient myths pertaining to the Veil. They come from a variety of cultures and hence take many different forms. But they all say something similar about what resides near the threshold. An ancient being that sleeps within the fog, protecting the door from intruders. A vengeful custodian. But no matter. At any rate, my serum was a failure. We got but a glimpse of what exists out there, nothing conclusive. But what if the serum had worked? I don't know. As I said, I have no data. And those myths, what do they say? Those tales, they all say that if any intruder got too close and was discovered by what sleeps in the fog, then the custodian would be relentless. It would pursue the intruders and destroy them wherever they might hide. There will be few ways to protect themselves from its rage. Oh dear me. I can't go back, so I'm left to assume that was the right way. Which may be wrong and this be another maze. It's a maze. Fuck. Well, at least I'm back at point 1. Moment. Okay, I have to follow the path indicated by certain trees, so let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, here. Not that one. This one maybe? Yep, that's the one that I'm seeing here. So this one. Almost. It's not quite that one. Not that one either. There's no more over here. I'm just gonna check this symbol again and compare. Oh, never mind, it is. Come on. No. Yep, that's the one. And now, here. Bingo. Jeremy? Is this Devitt? A shadow strongly resembling my patient stands in the clearing. I can see through it just like the other shadows. 4 men are making careful preparations, I know not for what. This Captain Skid. David, are you certain that he can guide us safely through the fog? His results are extraordinary, Anthony. Captain Skid. The one we found. It is the best chance we have of avoiding the gaze of the custodian. There can be no doubt that the captain survived an encounter before. He even kept a companion from harm. We will finally see what lies hidden beyond the curtain. It is time. What is this place? And what is that statue? A huge statue of a mythical creature. It is a bird with the head of a wolf, or is it a lion? And the inscription reads 30 birds. Oh god. Let's see. An enormous black feather. Despite its size, it is extraordinarily lightweight. The summit rises above the fog, though all I see is fog and an endless ocean of clouds. What was that? What's the noise? Something's out there. It's getting closer. Was that the eye? Is he asleep? He is now. It has been so long. I had begun to lose hope that he would ever awaken. Were you able to speak to him? Anthony, David has forgotten everything. Everything. Good heavens. It may be for the best. Our research is likely to take some time. If he truly has amnesia, his condition will protect him until we are ready. But should we fail, remember what happened to Hugo. Ashdown entered the Vale in full knowledge of what might happen, and we will succeed where Wright failed. We will use the serum to induce primal terror in a controlled environment. In one stroke, we shall overcome all of our obstacles. But when the time comes, we must have a means of guiding our dear friend back to us. There he will be safe. What? And we're back. And here the last piece of the mask. There's something on the ground near where the masked person was kneeling. Fragment of a broken mask. No. There. A nihilist mask. It is similar to the one that I found in Alexander's safe house in London. Now, I believe we have our key. At least I think so. Oh God. A man is standing next to the open curtain. You. Welcome, Dr. Wakefield. Alexander Dupre? Yes, I have been waiting for you. We all have. And I was in that pit in Eilish Moor when suddenly I found David, but he disappeared. I journeyed through the fog and found myself here, but how is this possible? Eilish Moor. I do not know that name. Many paths in our world lead to this place, Dr. Wakefield, and I know only a few. In some of Shailathal's mirror you see the truth leaking into our world, and in others you see yourself. I knew you would reach us at last. He was certain of it. He? The first founder of the Order. The artifacts. Do you not yet know his name? Do you mean Mr. Devitt? Truth can be hard to accept. Yes, Jeremiah gathered us all under the same rule. Videte quis sciat. See that no one knows. We knew of the final truth which lay beyond the threshold. This is what the playwright was committed to finding. This was Jeremiah's obsession. The first language which is said to grant the power of creation. After our experiment at school, we realized that the path of the Ancient Ones was watched by a fearsome guardian. We needed a way to circumvent the inexorable gaze of the bird. I found Captain Skid, who had met the bird and lived. We decided to use him in a test. It was a catastrophe. We eventually found the survivors, but their memories were incomplete. Jeremiah had fared the worst. He had been left devoid of any memories that were related to our efforts. We were desperate to find a solution. Hugo tried and failed, and then Anthony and I miraculously came across a formula that had lain forgotten for centuries. Maybe it should have been left forgotten, you nitwit! Alas, it was time to bring Jeremiah back into our ranks. That was nearly a disaster as well. I did not anticipate Anthony's sudden madness, or the extent of Father Ernest's decline. Mercifully, Jeremiah's life was spared, but something else was wrong. When Jeremiah reached me, he did not remember everything. He had changed. He told me that he was going to put an end to all of this. He still means to acquire the first language, but he wants to use it to ruin our work. He has already crossed the threshold. Once he learns the final truth, none of this will ever have existed. The Order, the door, or ourselves. You must stop him, Doctor. You must stop him before the curtain closes forever. I trust you as much as I... Once more, I found myself enshrouded in dense fog. Gradually, the fog dissipated, revealing a busy street in London. Dizzy and exhausted, I wandered the streets until at last I returned home. I just got an achievement saying save David's life. That's... I don't... What? Let's proceed. I barely recognized it. I crossed the dusty threshold like an intruder. I noticed for the first time that I was holding the robe of the playwright in my hand. I kindled a fire and threw the robe into the flames. Good. As I watched it burn, I remembered the black ocean. I had stood there on the beach, staring up at the terrifying heights of the vertiginous Mount Cuff, where the verb is said to lie. Then someone touched my arm. It was Dr. Wakefield. Our encounter on the endless dunes had not been an illusion. In his quest to find me, he had ventured into the Vale itself. He said nothing, but it was not necessary. He had come to take my place, to sacrifice himself. He stayed behind and closed the door after giving me the chance to escape. His reasons I will never know. I do not know what happened to Alexander and the others, but I fear that they are trapped in Sailathal for all time. I stared at the endless rain splattering against the window, and I remembered that I had something else to do. A last promise to keep. Videte, quis, sciat. And that's it? Oh wow. To be fair, I feel the same way. I'm pretty sure that, the curtain was closing before I went through. I bet everything that there must be an alternate ending after if I just wait for it to close instead of going in. I'll have to check if I can check that, now. Maybe if I hit continue in the title screen, I don't know. But we'll see. First I gotta wait for the credits to finish. Thank you so much. but at least I'll start giving my thoughts now. Because Videte quis sciat. The end. When was that? What's... What am I... Thanks for playing. Okay, but actually let me check something. Because if I was given an... Yeah, David's fate, Wakefield's fate. So then, yeah, actually, I was gonna say no to that, but just let me check. Funny, I criticize their... What? So I can't... It's funny, I criticize their thirst for knowledge that led to all this, but now I crave to know. But I'm guessing that if that means that I have to play through the entire episode again, then I think I'll be doing that in another stream. We'll see. But for now, let's check this. The mask with no eyes. The inner circle is gathered once again. Oh god. A whole cycle has passed since the last playwright traveled to the land of shadows and fog. Now the mask with no eyes has chosen a new bearer. The path between worlds will be visited once again, and the veil upon human eyes shall be lifted forever. The playwright meets now the custodian of the threshold. This is an ancient being guards the door of mist. May the playwright take its light and stand by its watch unnoticed. Four wisps of fog shall reveal the truth. The fire of dawn scorches through the barren desert. The austral flame shines within the dark forest. The pyre of Zephyrus glows in the dark ocean. The boreal embers brighten the dark sky. The playwright will stand in the center. and the curtain will be drawn at last. And then its eyes were open. What was that? The new bear. Complete the mask with no eyes. Whatever that was. That marks the end of the last door, and therefore the end of these horror game weekends that I had planned to do. That was interesting, and I didn't get to say it a little bit ago in regards to my thoughts to the game. Well, games, technically. But honestly, bravo to the Games Kitchen. That was pretty darn nice. Pleasantly scary too at times. And it kind of left me wanting more. And then I've heard lately that's the mark of any good writer, how they leave you wanting more. But yeah, I am not entirely sure what I'll stream next. But until then, I'll be seeing you guys in the next stream. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to keep up to date with my future streams, feel free to subscribe. Doesn't even take a second out of your time. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one again. Bye.